Get it right.
Yeah, we're off to a great start here. Any questions? James Henderson, go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, you guys have added Chris Tootle and Trent Penix to the tight end room. What do they provide for you?
Trent and Chris, they both give us, well, one, they're both fast. They bring us speed, athleticism. They can line up in a lot of different positions. And there's really versatile guys that can, block, be out in space. And they just give us a lot of options. So they definitely added a really good element to our room, I feel like.
Thanks.
David Thompson, go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, I'm just kind of curious, I'm sure you never expected to play 6 years of college football. Can you just talk what it's like kind of to prepare for that and to be, one of the older guys in the room now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely coming into college, I didn't expect to be here 6 years, but throughout that time, I was able to gain a lot of experience and just be able to pass it on to the young guys and just kind of help them moving forward and kind of help the young guys grow up quick, because a lot of them bring a lot of good stuff to the table. So I just try to pass on as much as I've learned and just instill it in them.
Jonas Pope.
Hey, Dylan, I don't know if you've talked about this much before, but how'd you end up going from a prep quarterback and coming in as a quarterback and moving to the tight end position?
Yeah. So one of the biggest reasons was I really just wanted to get on the field however I could. So, Coach Doran talked to me. He was like, I feel like you can help us, in a different spot. So, freshman year, I was playing a lot of special teams. At some point, I played every special team freshman year. And yeah, that was really the biggest reason. I put on 55 pounds since I've been here to kind of get more accustomed to the position, help out with blocking and stuff like that. But that was the biggest reason. I just wanted to get on the field sooner.
Were you recruited as a quarterback or as an athlete?
I was recruited as a quarterback.
Okay. And one more question. What about playing the quarterback position has that kind of helped you out in the tight end room?
Yeah, I mean, just sitting in the meetings and stuff, quarterbacks, they got a lot on their plate. The meetings are more extensive, just knowing what everyone's doing. I think that kind of helps, just having the understanding, run game and pass game, what we're trying to accomplish, what the defense is doing and how we're going to try to attack them, find their weak spots.
Matt Carter, go ahead.
Yeah, Dylan, you had the option to come back this year. I think you even had the option before the extra year of eligibility was given. But did you have to deliberate and make decisions about coming back this year, or were you always set on being back?
I feel like for me, I was kind of set even before the season last year on coming back, just because, I've been hurt a lot throughout my career. And I felt like, a lot of guys don't get the opportunity to be able to actually play out their eligibility. So I feel like it was always set in my mind I was going to come back. And I knew, with Kerry, Dylan, and Thomas leaving, they were going to need an older guy in the room to kind of show them how things are done, what it takes to prepare for games and stuff like that.
Casey, go ahead.
Hi, Dylan. Casey Hintz from WREL. Last week, Dave kind of mentioned just that the tight end position in general is a critical position for this team. And now you just kind of talked about you taking over both a leadership role. Just kind of what are some of the steps you've had to take from spring ball to summer to really get you ready for this role?
Yeah, so last year, I would say Dylan Ottenreef was kind of even though a lot of us were older, he was definitely the leader of our room and of the team, being a two-time captain. For me, it's just being more vocal, kind of putting myself out there more. I'm not really the most outgoing person, so I kind of had to get outside of my shell a little bit and kind of same thing, just show the guys how it's done, what it takes, work ethic and stuff it takes to prepare to be successful.
David Thompson.
Yeah, can you I want to talk a little bit more about that transition from quarterback to tight end. Was that conversation with your coach, was he just what other position would you like to play, or had you played some tight end, or how do you go from quarterback then to tight end? What was that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first person I talked to was Coach Thunder, and he was just telling me like he felt like I was a good athlete, and he thought I think either tight end or defensive end would be like a good fit for me. So I talked to Coach Doran, and Coach Falk, embraced me with open arms, and I came in. I probably entered the room at around like 210 pounds, progressively put on more weight, and that's pretty much like what led, I guess, to it.
Okay, so they were like, pick a position. What do you think you'd be best at?
Yeah, and Coach Doran suggested tight end, so that's kind of the one I just went with, I guess.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Yeah, I have one more follow-up question as well. So I feel like the last couple of years when Dylan came in, pretty much expected people kind of figured out he was like an extra lineman who was going to block some of their run play. Kerry was more of a pass catching tight end. Do you see yourself as a combination of both of those guys heading into this year?
Yeah, well, this offseason, I put a lot of work in on the jugs, eye tracking, getting contacts, basically just putting myself in the best position to. I mean, Kerry was just one of the best ball catchers I've ever been around. So, I'm not saying I'm Kerry Angeline by any means, but at the same time, I knew what I needed to work on in the offseason. I attacked it, and I'm definitely probably the most confident I've ever been.
And obviously, you talked about you worked with Thunder to gain that 55 pounds when you came in at 210. Like, what was the nutritional part of that? Like, how were you overstuffing yourself to get up to that tight end weight?
Yeah, I mean, gaining weight like that isn't really comfortable, I would say, but I was probably when I was really trying to gain weight, eating at least 5 to 6 times a day, snacking. Basically, most of the time I wasn't even hungry, but I kind of knew like if I was gonna be what I needed to be, then I had to get outside my comfort zone and basically just make the weight.
Go ahead, Casey.
Sorry, just to kind of bounce off of that, Dave also kind of mentioned he thought you were one of the most, more physical blockers he's been around, but coming from a quarterback position where you're not that super physical, do you enjoy this transition of, being a little bit more physical in the field?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing football for a long time, and when I was younger, I used to always just like to hit, and I just love the physicality of the game. And now, like, my body's accustomed to it, so it definitely is like a rewarding feeling, coming across and just knocking out defenders and stuff like that. But it's definitely something I've learned, and also too, I knew I was gonna have to figure out something that kind of set me apart from the rest of the room. So I kind of just embraced it and progressively got better and better, and that's why I enjoy doing it now.
Awesome, thank you.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Before you got to State, had you always played quarterback, or did you have any experience catching the ball or playing any other positions?
I didn't play quarterback till I got to high school, so I kind of, when I was younger, I guess, kind of tried everywhere. And then in high school, I had a coach, Coach Berg, that kind of just taught me the position, taught me, I guess, how to be a quarterback. It worked out. It got me to school. So, but I've definitely always been open-minded about. I just love the game of football. So wherever I can fit in, that's what I try to do.
Any other questions? We good? All right, Dylan, thanks.